Hey guys, in this tutorial we'll be going over how to set up and use occlusion areas. Occlusion areas are very simple to set up and they're a great way to help optimize your world. I would start by making an OCC or occlusion game object and renaming it as such. We can add a component to this occlusion area right here. This will give us a tiny green box that we can manipulate. Setting one of these up to encompass your world by barely going over the boundaries like we do with our reflection probe is very helpful. It's also very helpful to encompass all of your objects that are in the scene. So if you had an object all the way over here and you'd like to occlude it, make sure you drag the green slider all the way to it. Bottom and top would also need to be encompassed. This is already good enough to go to the occlusion tab and click bake. And this will set up a small occlusion area so that your objects are nicely occluded. However, objects must be set to static for this to work properly, as well as having the occluder static and occludee static checked. From here we can create a pseudo blocker object. A blocker object is very simple. We make another game object, name this walls. From here we can right click, add 3D object, cube. We can remove the box collider by right click and remove component. We can drag this away from our scene. About that far away, it's fine. Now we can make this really wide, 20 or 30 units. We can make it super thin, 0.1 or 0.2 is fine, and set this to occluder static and occludee static. Now if we adjust our original boundaries to also encompass this, we can hide objects on the other side of this wall, and people will not be able to see them from this side. Like so. We could take another floor object and put it over here, with the same properties as our first one. Make sure to also clear and then bake your new occlusion area. From here, we don't need to delete this cube, but we can just hide it for now. As you can tell, looking from the side, I can see both objects. But if we come over here, you can see that it disappears. And any player or object here will not be able to see that object until they cross this boundary. This is a great way to hide things behind your sunset. If you don't want to obstruct the view of your nice skybox and you would still like to have another room or something away from your main room as a teleport. Thank you guys for watching this. In our next tutorial we'll be going over teleports and random spawning.